So first of all, do any of you have any questions on the Pythagorean theorem stuff from yesterday?
No, I feel like I understood it really well.
Agreed.
Okay. Two of you made some consistent mistakes. I'm not going to say who those two were, but it's two of you who are here now. So, and these are consistent mistakes that I see across the board. Okay. So let me show you the two mistakes that I saw. First mistake I saw, I'm just going to do it and I want you guys to tell me what I did wrong. So I've got this triangle here and let's have it be 3 and 4 and C. Okay. So I know that 3 squared plus 4 squared equals C squared. Well, 3 times 2 is 6 plus 8 equals C squared. 6 plus 8 is 14 equals C squared. I don't know what the square root of 14 is just off the top of my brain. So I'm going to grab my calculator and do 14 square root and C equals 3.74. What did I do wrong?
Instead of timesing 3 by 3, you just you just times 3 by 2.
Right. I didn't square it. None of you did this on 2 or 3 problems because lots of people make this mistake. You see the 3, you see the 2, your brain is programmed to go, boom, it's 6, but it's not. It's 3 squared. So it should be 9 plus, let's see, 4 squared is 16 because it's 4 times 4. 9 plus 6 is 25, or is C squared. It is 25. 9 plus 16 is 25 equals C squared. Square root both sides. C equals 5. Now, here's another one that's going to come real important today. 3.74. Does that pass the does it make sense test if C is 3.74?
No.
No, because remember the hypotenuse has to be the longest side. So 4 is smaller than 3.74. So if you get an answer where you have one of your legs is longer than your hypotenuse, it's wrong. Okay. All right. You guys ready for the second mistake? The kid who made this mistake did it on all of them. Okay. Now let's say you make like some fundamental error and you just kind of blow the assignment, right? Like you just make the same mistake over and over again. I had a kid last year and he flip-flopped his slope, got everything wrong. Kid today just made this little mistake, got everything wrong. Is your score just toast and you're just dead for life? No, I let you redo any assignment that you want. Okay. The purpose is for you to learn this stuff. And if you didn't learn it the first time, you need to learn it the second time. I don't really care. Okay. So you can redo it and you can hand it in. So, okay, I'm going to do this problem. I'm going to do the same problem. No, I'm going to do a different one. Okay, we're going to say this is 4, this is 8, and this is C. So I know that 4 squared plus 8 squared equals C squared. 16 plus 64 equals C squared. 16 plus 64, that's 80 equals C squared. Boom. I am done. So what did I do wrong?
You didn't find the square root of 80?
I didn't. I found C squared. Do I care about C squared? I don't care what C squared is. Am I looking for C squared? I am looking for C. So if I want to find what C is, I don't stop at C squared. Like Sophie said, I need to take the square root. The square root of C squared is what? What's the square root of C squared? Crickets are chirping. Square root of C squared is C, guys. Square root of X squared is X. Square root of Y squared is Y. It's Square root of C, square root of C. So square root of 80, I don't know these things in my head. 80, the square root of 80 is 8.94427191, a big long irrational number that we're going to round to 8.94. Let's check the does it make sense test. Is my hypotenuse the longest and is it a reasonable amount? Yes. So C equals 8.94. We are looking for C. We are not looking for C squared. I mean, you have to find C squared on your way to finding C. But once you found C squared, you have to finish that last step. So if you're that kid who made that mistake, just like go through, hit the square root button on all of them, resubmit it, and you'll get all those many more points. I'm not worried about you. Okay. Does everybody feel good about this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a thumbs up on your screen if you feel good. I know most of you don't want to talk to me. Oh, like, do I smell bad? Like what? Sadie gives me a thumbs up. Sadie feels good. Anybody else? Braden. Sophie used her words. Go, Sophie. Braxton, Nevaeh, how you feeling? And Mateo joined, but I don't see Mateo across the top. There's Mateo. Ooh, Mateo's picture is a nice, like, sunrise picture. Very pretty, Mateo. All right. So today we're going to do basically the same thing, but now we're going to not know one of the legs, which means that we're going to have an extra step. And this extra step, guaranteed, I have one kid in every class. Please, who did it yesterday? It's going to be wrong. And I know that this leg is 12. What in the world is that leg? How in the world do I find out what that leg is? Do you guys have any ideas?
You could like subtract 13 from 12. No,
It's
wait.
an idea. All right, so let's go back to the Pythagorean theorem. We know that a squared plus b squared, don't know what it is. A squared, but do we know what b is? Do we know what b is?
Yeah.
B is 12, right? Sophie's.
You keep freezing on my screen, so.
The only person with a voice saying, oh, I keep freezing. Am I freezing on everybody else's? I hope I'm not freezing on everybody else's. I probably am, though. I wonder if the recording is picking up my sound, too, because I have my computer on mute. I hope not. Or I hope it is. If it's not, I'll make a video so you guys can go back and watch the video. Okay, well, I'll watch it.
You're frozen again.
Here's what I'm going to do instead. It's going to be harder for me, but we'll make it work. So I'm going to do this. This person's going to go away. All right, so I'm going to do a screen share, and I'm going to do it with MS Paint. Okay, so I'm just going to write it, and it's not going to be as pretty because I'm going to have to do this. Okay, so we're going to do it this way. Okay, I'm going to draw a triangle. And then I'm just going to write. So let's say that the same numbers. This is A, this is 12, and this is 13. Okay. Can we figure it out Okay, we know the Pythagorean theorem is, I'm going to, well, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? Can you guys all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So you know that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we know that we don't know a. Still have a squared. We know that b is 12. And we know that c is 13. Can we solve it from here? What should we do?
What I would do is I would square 13 and 12 and find the difference between them.
Brayden, I think that is a fantastic idea. I love that. So let's square 13. 13 squared is 169. If you don't know that in your head, like I know that in my head, you can use a calculator. Not everybody knows squares in their heads. That's okay. 12 squared is 144. I don't know what a squared is. Okay. So Brayden says to find the difference between them. That is absolutely what we need to do because we have a squared plus 144 on our side. Whenever we have a variable, we need to get it alone in order to solve for it. So we're going to subtract 144, which is finding the difference exactly like Brayden said. So let's subtract 144 from both sides. What's 169 minus 144?
25.
9 minus 4 is 5. 6 minus 4 is 2, so it's 25. Okay, so I know that a squared is 25. So how do I figure out what a equals?
You have to find the square root of 25.
Have to find the square root of 25. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides. Square root of a squared is a. Square root of 25. Do any of you guys know it off your head? That one's one that you might know off your head.
5.
5. So a is 5. So let's put this over here. Does it pass the does it make sense test? Is it smaller than the hypotenuse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it pass?
Yes.
So a is 5. Should we do another one?
Sure.
Do another. I'm going to move this over here. We're going to make ourselves another triangle. Should we do this one with some random numbers? You guys give me random numbers. It's not going to be pretty this time. That one was 12, 13, 12, 5, 13 right triangle. That one has pretty numbers, but this one's not going to have pretty numbers. So give me some numbers.
11.
11. Okay, give me another number that's smaller than 11 for this side. Let's do 4. What were you going to say?
7.
7. We can do 7. I can just erase it. That's the cool thing. All right. Oh, wait. No, we need the hypotenuse. I did this wrong. We're going to do 17 for the hypotenuse. Okay. We're not doing the side. I'll just take your 7 because it has to be, I can't use 7 for that side because it has to be longer, right? So we know that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? Well, what's a? Could it be 11?
It could be.
Yeah.
Sure. But if a is 11, then we don't know b. If b is 11, then we don't know a. It doesn't matter which one's the a and the b. But c matters. C is 17. All right, so like Brayden told us to do last time, I'm going to start by squaring these. So I know that 11 squared is 121. I don't know what 17 squared is. I used to. That's one I've forgotten. So I'm going to pop my calculator up and do 17 squared. It's 289. So now I have to get this b squared alone or I cannot solve for it. So I'm going to subtract 121 from both sides. B squared equals, let's see, 9 minus 1 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So B is 160, or B squared is 168. But do I care what B squared is?
No.
No. I need to take the square root. So B equals square root of 168. I don't know what that is. So 168, then I hit my square root button. Big, long, irrational number, right? I'm just going to round it to 12.96. B equals 12.96. So let's put it up here. Does it pass the does it make sense test?
Yeah.
Yep, it's smaller than the hypotenuse. So I'm going to show you the one thing that people do most of all. I see this all the time, and I'm just going to do it, and then you guys are going to have to tell me what I did wrong. Okay, you guys ready for that? So I'm going to have a triangle. And I know the hypotenuse is 15. And I know that this side is 10. Okay. And I am looking for A. Or I'm just looking for this side. You know what we're going to call that side? X, actually. Okay. So I've got 10, 15, and X, and I did this all day yesterday. So I am good at it. $100. 15 squared is 225. X squared. I'm so good at this. So good. 100 plus 225 is 325 equals X squared. I do not know what the square root of 325 is. So I come over here, 325, square root it, 18.02, but I'm going to round it to 18.03. X equals 18.03. And I'm going to circle it because I am done and I am feeling good. What did I do wrong?
It's 10 squared plus x squared equals 15 squared.
Go, Brayden, go! It's 10 squared plus x squared equals 15 squared. If I do the does it make sense test with this, I'm going to see that 18.03 is longer than my hypotenuse. It should not be longer than my hypotenuse. My hypotenuse is always going to be the longest. So if you end up, I guarantee you somebody, I don't know if it's going to be in this class, I don't know if it's going to be in one of my other classes, but somebody always does this every year. Don't let it be you, okay? Wouldn't that be awesome if we had a year where nobody did this, but everybody does? Or somebody does at least once. Make sure you are being careful on what is your X's and what is your A's, what is your B's, and what is your C's. Doesn't matter on A and B, but C absolutely matters. This last one, you're going to know it this time, where yesterday you didn't, okay? So watch yourself. Okay, now I need to ask you guys, do you like it better when I have the paper and I'm writing with my hand? Or do you like it better this way?
I like them both. I mean, they both work. So
This one didn't have any freezing, but my handwriting is not as good. Let's be honest. I look like I'm like 5. Okay. What does everybody else think? Because there's no freezing with this way. I've asked for a
like
mouse
the
pen for
no
Christmas. We'll see. What did you say, Brayden?
I like the no freezing.
You like the no freezing? Okay, I think we might just do it this way from now on so we don't have freezing. I have 4 things in my chat thing. Okay. So Mateo says that he can see it better this way. All right, so we'll probably do it this way. Does anybody have any questions on this? It's pretty straightforward, and you guys really did very well on the last assignment, those of you who did it. So I'm not super worried.
I feel good about it.
You feel good? Okay. We know we made a couple mistakes on the last one, so people just need to watch those and fix them. All right. I think we'll head. Have a good day, everybody. Remember, if you have any questions, you can email me. Okay. That's why I exist. All right.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye. See you tomorrow.